All right, so now looky right here. See that? Oh gosh, that's heavenly. Is what that is. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Art of Creation Homestead. We're in the kitchen today for what I believe is a much anticipated recipe. Something that I personally, being from the Blue Ridge Mountains, part of Appalachia in western North Carolina originally, I take this very seriously. Okay? Cornbread. Ain't none of that dang sweet cornbread, okay? Good country, southern style, Appalachian cornbread. Alright? It ain't sweet, it ain't dessert cornbread, okay? So here it is, Angela Kay's amazing recipe for cornbread.
We're starting over here because this is a very important step to get that nice crust on your cornbread. I have an 8-inch cast iron skillet here, and I have 2 tablespoons of a neutral flavored oil in here, and I have it over medium-high heat. You want to do this before you do anything else. Let your skillet be getting hot with the oil in it, because that will give you a nice crust on your cornbread. Now we'll go over and I will show you what we do next.
Now we do want you to be aware, okay, Angela is using an 8-inch cast iron skillet, which by the way she's had for 19 years. Okay, so it's well seasoned, it's in good condition, and it's great. If you don't have a cast iron skillet, I know some people are like, do I have to use cast iron? It's not necessary, but it is necessary if you want that good crunch to it. Okay, nothing's gonna cook cornbread like cast iron skillet's gonna cook it. You can use an 8x8 baking dish or something of that nature, and you'll get a good flavored cornbread, but you won't get the same crust. Okay, that's just how it's gonna be. And for a good country style southern cornbread, crust is pretty critical. Okay, but you can get the same flavor without it. We will drop a link in the description below for an 8-inch cast iron skillet that would work well for this recipe.
Now this is a rough one for me because I've never measured. I just make cornbread the way my mom taught me, and she never measured. But I've tried to formulate this for you. So we have 1 1/4 cups of self-rising cornmeal mix. That is this. It has cornmeal and a little bit of flour and leavening already in it. If you can't find this where you live, you will want to use regular cornmeal. This is using white cornmeal. You will want to use regular cornmeal, put in some flour, and put in some baking powder and a little bit of salt. And you preferably would want fine ground cornmeal for this. And then we have a 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour. We have a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder and a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And you just mix all of that together. Now we have 2 eggs.
Beautiful backyard eggs.
Yes.
Who laid those eggs? Do you remember?
It was Bella and Tilly.
Bella and Tilly. Cornbread by Bella and Tilly. Okay.
Now, this next part is the buttermilk. There's no substitution here. It's not going to work to do whole milk with a little bit of lemon juice. It's not going to work the same. Your cornbread's going to be drier. You really need good cultured buttermilk for it. And how much you need depends on the type of cornmeal you use. So it could be anywhere from 3/4 of a cup to 1.5 cups, depending on your cornmeal. Because all cornmeal is going to absorb differently. So I started out by putting in about 1 cup. So I'm going to show you what it looks when it's right by how it looks. That's the way my mom taught me. Because my mom did not teach me how to measure when making cornbread.
Well,
She doesn't.
What's the feel to it, right?
Yes.
I mean,
It's a look, it's a feel.
Now, will it vary by like humidity in the air?
Not really.
Okay.
It more is dependent on the cornmeal you use.
Okay.
Because some brands are different than others. And you just want to stir it until all of the egg is mixed in. Now this is kind of gloppy. You don't want it that gloppy. You want it looser than that. So I'm going to add in just a little bit more buttermilk. And this has been about a cup and a fourth. And don't throw it everywhere like I just did. But I can't make cornbread without throwing batter everywhere.
So brands going to vary by region too, right? You're not going to find
Yes.
the same brands in every region
Yes.
of the country. Or which country you live in, because we do have people watching from other countries.
Yes. Now, that is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
The way it runs off your spoon, that is perfect. Now, we'll go over to our hot skillet.
No hot skillet.
Now, our skillet is screaming hot right now. You want to take a little pinch of cornmeal and just sprinkle it in the bottom. It helps make sure it doesn't stick, and it also helps get it nice and crunchy. Now, you've already turned off the heat at this point because your skillet is screaming hot. And you want to pour in your batter. And
Nice
see,
sizzle. I like that.
it's going to start frying. It's going to start frying on top of the stove.
It's very important. That's very important.
It's very important to get a nice crunchy top to your cornbread. Learned this from my mom many years ago. Now, at this point, I have my oven preheated to 375 degrees. And now you want to pop it into your 375 degree oven. This beauty is out of the oven. And as you can see, it gets nice and golden brown on top. Well, this is actually going to be the bottom. And it baked for about 30 minutes. You will know it's done if you put a knife in the center and it comes out without wet batter on it. And when you push on it, it's a little springy. Now, you know your pan is seasoned and you know you did everything right if you get what's called the perfect flip. Now, let's see.
Boom! Look at that. Hey, and by the way, notice she used an oven mitt on that handle because
Yes.
that cast iron is going to be hot, y'all.
And it will stay hot for a long
Yes,
time.
please be careful. Cast iron will burn your hand
And listen.
and even your hand. There you have it. Beautiful. All right, so now looky right here. See that? Oh gosh, that's heavenly. Is what that is. That's an awesome piece of cornbread. Now, normally I'm going to slather it in butter, okay? But for taste on it here, I just want to eat it plain. And it's so delicious. A good, moist, delicious cornbread. A beautiful crust on it. It just, you ain't going to beat it. Outstanding cornbread. And again, it ain't that sweet junk. Very serious where I'm from about that sweet cornbread, y'all. But, so we do appreciate it, though. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, my name is Jason. The smart one over there, her name's Angela Kay. This is Art of Creation Homestead. We love you guys. God bless you. Goodbye.